What's up guys, and welcome back to my Pokemon and Mega Alpha Sapphire video. I'm covering some more Pokemon, Kanto Mega Evolutions today, looking at 3 more again as usual, since that's what we seem to do for every episode. We always get 3 done. And as usual guys, tell me down below what you think of these sets. Tell me if you've changed any of these sets, whether you just generally what you think of them, whether you actually see it being a Mega Evolution, or whether you just think I'm speculating for the sake of it, I guess. I don't know. Well, yeah, tell me whether you think it's a possible Mega Evolution, and then tell me what you think of the Mega Evolution itself, in terms of typing, stat changes, and the ability, which is what we usually go over. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. First up today, we're covering Mega Ninetails. Now, everyone knows Ninetails, a pure fire type from Generation 1. Pretty cool Pokemon there. Obviously, it's nice to use with Drought as its ability, because that's really quite good with Solar Beam. Obviously, powers your fire type moves as well. So, generally, it's a pretty good Pokemon to use. What would a Mega Ninetails look like when it Mega Evolves? Well, we can assume its tails would change somehow. And you can see on this design here, its tails some of its tails have gone back, and it's got sort of a pinky purple scarf-like thing around its neck, and also a little orange addition to the end of its tails too. Obviously that's there already, but also on top of its head, and it seems to gain some sort of smoky stuff coming off the top of its head as well, it would seem. What type do I think Mega Ninetails would be? Well, I've listed Fire Psychic here, but there are several other Mega Ninetails could end up being. It could be a Fire Ghost as well. It could be Fire Fairy possibly as well, depending on how they change it. But Fire Psychic and Fire Ghost are the main ones. I'm using Fire Psychic for this setup though, because I think that's the more popular one, since it does get quite a lot of Psychic moves. It seems the sort of like Pokemon that would be Psychic, I guess. Stat change wise, for Mega Ninetails, I've got a special attack and its special defense going up, just to make it more sort of hard-hitting in the special department. Obviously gaining that Psychic type or that Ghost type, whatever, is going to allow it to take advantage of that. It's becoming more powerful psychically in the mind, special attack hence. And then special defense going up too, just because I'd say getting a bit more bulky. If it's sort of gaining power in terms of psychic power, I guess, that would also boost up its special defense, I guess, in some sort of way. Speed might go up slightly, it might even stay stable. Attack, I'm assuming, will go up slightly as well. And then defense, I'm guessing, will go up slightly as well, but not as much as special defense, because I don't see this thing being physically defensive. Do you? Ability wise, for Mega Ninetails, there was just one ability I couldn't see any other ability, which is, it's got to be Drought here, guys. Otherwise it's going to be really quite overpowered, because you send your normal Ninetales out. If it's got Drought, it will put the sun up, then you can Mega Evolve and take advantage of the new ability you have. Other abilities I thought of for Mega Ninetales, possibly Magic Guard, Magic Bounce, stuff like that, but they would be too overpowered. It'd be the same as having 2 abilities pretty much, because your Drought would activate as soon as you come in. Obviously it would only work the first time you come in, but if you make use of that, you've got that fine sort of thing, so you have to be careful really. I think it would keep the Drought ability just going through, because that means when it Mega Evolves, the ability doesn't actually have any difference, I guess. The only difference is when you switch back in, the Drought reactivates. Obviously this is the second Fire type Mega Evolution that would have Drought as well, since we have Mega Charizard Y, but I think Ninetales will work well with it, seeing as normal Ninetales has that ability, so I think it just really needs to carry it over. There's no other choice, I guess. And that's pretty much it for Mega Ninetales there. There's not much to say. As I said, Fire Psychic or Fire Ghost, either one works. This design here seems to be leaning more towards Fire Ghost because of the dark typing, but we have the pink as well, so really either could happen. But I'd say Fire Psychic off the top of my head. Okay, so next up today we have, moving on from Mega Ninetales, we have Mega Wigglytuff. Yes, we had a look at Mega Clefable last episode, so this episode we're looking at Mega Wigglytuff. Now, Wigglytuff is a normal Fairy type, obviously being normal prior to Generation 6 and gaining the Fairy type on top of it in Generation 6. Not like Clefable. Clefable has sort of replaced the normal type with Fairy type, whereas Wigglytuff actually gained it on top, which means there are some typing changes. For example, it's going to take neutral from fighting type attacks, and other ones. I'm not going to go too far into it, but obviously it's a slightly different typing there, I guess. Now, Mega Wigglytuff, what would it be like when it Mega Evolves? Well, I'm going for sort of a bulkier set with Mega Wigglytuff here, so I'm assuming it would bulk out slightly. This design here I like quite a fair bit, it sort of bulks it out a bit. It seems to become a bit more offensive as well, which is quite nice. It gets huge ears, or its ears get even larger, even though the insides of the ears seems to get smaller, which is just, just a messed way up, but that's fair enough. And I like this feet too in this Mega Evolution art, and the little wings on its back. I don't know too much because of the fact that obviously Clefable has wings, so you don't want to mix it up, I guess, too much. But the wings don't look too bad there. What type you want to see Mega Wigglytuff being? I'm guessing it's just normal fairy type again. I can't see them changing the type. I can't see it change to pure fairy, because then you got Fable, I guess. And I can't see it change to pure normal, because fairy is a really good boost for it. Obviously it gets nice stabs from fairy type moves and stuff like that. So yeah, really, I would see it being normal fairy. I can't see any other changes that it would actually enjoy. You know, it has to keep both those types really if it Mega Evolves. Stat change wise for Mega Wigglytuff, I'm getting a special attack boost here because why not? You know, of course, we're physical looking at that design there, but obviously it's not the official design, or we might not even get Mega Wigglytuff. It's all about speculation here, guys. But obviously, stat change, one of the other attacks rise a reasonable amount, and then we have both the defenses rise by a half decent amount too, just to sort of bulk it up a bit, because I'd like to say in bulky Mega Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff is reasonably bulky already, not quite as bulky as Clefable, I don't think, but reasonably bulky. So Mega Wigglytuff with bulk could be quite helpful, especially if Clefable was given sort of a special attacking fast Mega Evolution. So yes, ability wise for Mega Wigglytuff, that its hidden ability for Wigglytuff is absolutely terrible. I can't even remember what it is, but I know it's terrible. It's Frisk, that's the one. Frisk is absolutely terrible. So I thought maybe it carries across one of its normal abilities, which is competitive, which obviously once you're hit by an attack that reduces any of your stats, your special attack stat gets raised by 2 stages, and also we're building a special attacking set here, so that would work quite well. So I think, yeah, I think it would be pretty good. Obviously, they might want to lower down your defenses, just sort of try and get more damage off on you, especially if you're setting up on them. So obviously when they do that, you're going to get the special attack boost. They're not going to do it if they know that Mega Wigglytuff has competitive as an ability sort of thing, but you know, it prevents them from doing it, so it's sort of, or it doesn't prevent them, but it means if they do want to do it, they're going to have to deal with special attack boosting Mega Wigglytuff, which I don't think most people want to deal with sort of thing. The other ability I thought of for Mega Wigglytuff, which is not one of its abilities, is Magic Guard, which means it only takes damage via direct attacks, which means it can't be toxic, can't be burnt, you know, it's not going to take damage from stealth rocks, whatever, so that could be pretty decent for Mega Wigglytuff, considering it would be bulk, I think. Yeah, I guess. I've not much else to say really. Competitive or Magic Guard, which one's a more likely one? I'd say competitive, because Magic Guard would be a bit too OP, because obviously you can't get toxic, you can't get poison, so as long as you've got a reasonable method of health restoration, you could be set with Mega Wigglytuff with Calm Mind set, you know, build a special defensive set sort of thing. Something along those lines. I'm just sort of rambling on here about what I'd do if I was using it, I guess. But that's really it for Mega Wigglytuff. As I said, leave your thoughts down below, whether you think Mega Wigglytuff is a possibility, whether you think, or whether you agree with my typing, stat changes and abilities as well. So let's move on to the last Pokemon for today's episode, which is Mega Vileplume. So everyone knows about Vileplume, one of the version exclusives. I'm not sure which one to. I think it's exclusive to Fire Red or Red originally. It's a grass poison type. And what would a Mega Vileplume look like? Well, I couldn't find a decent art, so here's the Rafflesia flower, which is what Vileplume is based off of, as you can see. What I think would happen when Vileplume Mega Evolves, I would see it's the petal, the flower on its head actually coming down and surrounding its body, pretty much is what I'm trying to say here. And then obviously getting a little cut out for the eyes, maybe a little cut out for the legs and arms as well, maybe the arms don't even come out, but that's what I would see. I would see the flower covering a lot of Vileplume's body, because I'm building a defensive set here, so I really think the flower needs to be used to cover the body and be used as a huge shield pretty much, so that, you know, the petals are going to get much larger, much broader, much wider, and they're just going to sort of curve down and cover around Vileplume, I guess. Typing wise, for Mega Vileplume, I would have to say it stays grass poison really. I can't see it changing. Yeah, I can't see it changing at all, because yeah, grass, it's got to stay grass because it's based off a plant, so I can't really change that. Poison wise, it's based off of a very, very strong smelling plant, the Rafflesia flower, so I really can't see him getting poison, because yeah, that would make a huge amount of sense. Stat changes for Mega Vileplume, I see its defense and its special defense both rising by a very decent amount, but then its speed drops. Obviously if the flower is coming down around its body, it's going to be moving slower than usual. So obviously the speed drops, you can bring that boost in defense and special defense. I would say it being more physically defensive than specially, because just that's sort of how it will be set, but obviously it's up to you what you think there. And obviously again, putting some boost in special attack too, just to sort of power up, I guess, or physical attack, whichever one you wanted to use there. Ability wise for Mega Vileplume, I'm going to use this hidden ability here, which is Effect Spore, which means there's a chance of getting poisoned, paralysed, or put to sleep, I think it is, when you attack Vileplume with contact. So that's going to make you, especially if you're a defensive beast, that's going to make you very, very good there, because it means there's a chance of them getting poisoned, paralyzed, or whatever if you attack them with a contact move. Which means if you switch in at the right time and they accidentally hit you with one, you could get a free paralysis off just by switching in, which would be very nice. And obviously if Vileplume is going to be, a bulky one, it's going to be able to take those hits and sort of last out until the toxic or the poison is actually set up, which is pretty darn decent, really. So I think that's a good ability for Mega Vileplume. I couldn't think of any others, so that's why I chose Effect Spore. Plus, obviously, it's Vileplume's hidden ability, so that works quite well in my opinion. But guys, that's it for Mega Vileplume there, so tell me what you think of that set down in the comment section below, whether you agree with my typing stat changes ability, and what you think about Mega Vileplume is possible in the new games, or indeed in the future at some point. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to smash the like button and show your support. It's awesome if you do. And as I said, comment down below what you think of the sets you've seen. And I guess I'll be seeing you next time, guys. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, my friends.